Okay, so I know canned lines, they tend to get a bad fucking rep, but guess what? I don't give a fuck. Bread and butter lines are the shit. I don't really care who you are, what the situation is. Bitching about canned lines or bread and butter lines is like bitching about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for constantly using the sky hook on you. It's like sitting there bitching at him for using the same move over and over and over again. Well, guess what? If the shit fucking works, why would you fix it? It makes no sense. Ultimately, I always advise you to do things that feel comfortable with you. Don't say some goofy shit that doesn't resonate with your character. But if something does resonate with your character, feel free to use that shit. Take it and make it into your own. These personally are my 5 most just bread and butter lines when it comes to flirting with girls to instantly build that attraction, especially early on when you're not in that high position, that high value where she looks at you and it's like her eyes are bugging out of her head. You're not in that position yet. Number 1, the adoption line. This is just any kind of comparison where you're basically saying she's like a bratty little sister or a bratty niece and you should adopt her or some shit, but I don't know, she's kind of bratty or whatnot. You're basically saying like, you're cute, like my little sister. I'm gonna adopt you as my new little sister, my new little evil sidekick, my new niece or some shit. Creepiness aside, what this does is it fucking tells her basically that she is not this sexual being. She's used to every dude fucking swooning over her, and you're now showing up and basically comparing her to like a bratty little sister. Think of it from her eyes. She's over here feeling this big ego, but now suddenly this guy shows up and it's like, oh, you're treating her like a bratty little niece. Now she feels in that position of validating herself to you. It just unconsciously automatically puts her in that position. You're not sitting there going, oh my God, my beautiful queen goddess, where now you're upping her value in her mind over you. You're doing the opposite. You're basically saying like, haha, yeah, that's cute. Like a bratty little niece, yeah, I'll adopt you and you can stay over there and try not to bother me too much. It's like an unconscious way of instantly devalidating her and her sexuality, which is going to make her want to revalidate her sexuality to you and prove to you that she is that bad bitch, which you were just tooling her into doing. You evil motherfucker, you. By the way, bro, if it's your first time here and you're interested in dating, relationships, self-improvement, and motivational content, start now by hitting that button right there so you can join that Unleash notification game, bro, so you don't miss anything. So with that being said, let's get back to the video. 2, evil sidekick. This is a lot like the first line because, again, instead of saying like you're adopting her like a little sister or some shit, you can just say like a little evil sidekick. This is just more positive. This is something fun. You can just be like, yeah, we're gonna rob banks together. I usually say, oh yeah, we're gonna rob banks together. I shoot, you drive. And then I go, oh wait, you're a woman. Okay, fine. I'll drive and you can sit on my lap and shoot. This is one of my favorites because you're instantly teasing her, which devalidates her, which makes her want to be like, who do you think you are? But then you kind of add that flirty sexual vibe to it by basically being, oh no, it's okay. You'll sit on my lap and shoot. Now I know a lot of dudes, they don't like corny, cheesy lines like this because they feel like they're too cool. You want to be Mr. fucking cool guy all the goddamn time, so you don't want to say anything slightly cheesy. So just mix it up. Use this general concept of just putting her at role, because that's the thing about women. Women, they're not logical. They want that role playingness. When you put them into a zone where they're thinking, they're imagining a scenario that puts them, just unconsciously puts them into a more submissive role, they're going to naturally look at you more as a dominant fucking male. If you're talking to her and saying, you're gonna be my cute little evil sidekick, you're gonna sit on my lap and shoot, and we're gonna be doing these crimes together, like us versus the world, you're creating that bubble around her while at the same time not kissing her ass. That's the perfect level. That's that perfect middle ground in flirting, where you're giving her those moments of feminizing her and sexualizing her and the two of you, but at the same time you're not gassing her fucking ego up, and you're just giving those moments where you're checking her, you're letting her know that, oh look, you're cool, but not that cool. Number 3, we're too alike. This is the shit because basically it's like a slip and move type of thing. You're pulling the rug out from under someone. You're saying them like, oh man, you're so cool. Like you actually really, in fact, I think we're too alike. We're too alike to the point where I think if we got together, we'd just be having angry makeup, sweaty sex all day, and the shit would not be healthy. Especially not for the kids. Most dudes, if they're gonna say some shit like, oh my God, you're so cool, we have so much in common, they're gonna continue to follow it with positive. But as we know, we live in a dualistic reality. Bitches are dualistic by nature. That's why the whole process of flirt, that's why every step up until this point has been this push, pull, yin yang. Once you understand that women are yin yang, you're not gonna have that moral conflict of like, because a lot of times when you say shit to dudes like this, to a lot of beta ass dudes, what they'll say is, well, you know, I that's cool, but I just don't like being a dick. I just don't like being an asshole. They essentially have been brainwashed by Hollywood to think that women are these only fucking positive creatures, that they were not told, they didn't get the memo that half the time during the day it's fucking light out and half the time it's dark out. There's life and death, there's male and female. Once you understand that women are positive and good, like even sex, think about sex for a second. I know I'm trailing off, but I'm gonna get back to the point. Think about sex for a second. When you're fucking a chick, if you're only aggressive, if you're only like evil and only aggressive, that is not as strong as when you are also affectionate. But at the same time, if you're only affectionate and you're just there like, hey baby, I'm making love to you, and you're fucking there all positive, that shit ain't gonna get her vagina wet either. When you combine the two, that's when it has the most powerful effect. That in itself should give you the hint that that's how women are. So when it comes to communicating with them, if you don't master that push-pull, if you take it into some personal moral conflict, you're gonna drive yourself fucking crazy. Don't be that guy sitting there not getting a vagina because you're on your fucking moral horse, because you're too scared to tell a bitch that she's not everything that she thought she was, to fucking a gift to men and whatever the case. That doesn't make you a dick just because you don't kiss her ass. So if I say to a girl like, oh, we're two alike, we're actually two alike, we're gonna fight, that shit is perfect, because you're complimenting her, you're boosting her ego up, but then you're taking it down a notch by saying, oh yeah, we're two alike to where this is not gonna happen. You're basically friend zoning her after basically saying that you weren't gonna friend zone her. It's like when a girl breaks up with a dude, what do? They'll fucking lie their ass off. They'll be like, oh, you're a great guy, just not for me. That's basically what you're doing. But early on, you're going, you're great, you're awesome. In fact, you're so awesome that I don't really think we'll get along, because we're just too alike. We're just too fucking alike. I'm sorry. A lot of dudes are scared to pull the rug on the chicks because they think the girl is just gonna walk away like, oh, okay, fine, whatever. That's not what's gonna happen. When you take that moment to turn away, to pull yourself back from the chick, you'll see that just keep that fucking poker face. Stop panicking. She will come around eventually, trust me. Number 4, the I'm gay line. Now I know this shit sounds funny, but here's the thing. When I first heard this, I was like, man, I don't really want to say this shit. But then what would happen is I would use it for the loud ass bitches, for the chicks who were just very loud. They thought they were very funny. You know those girls who are gonna naturally tease you. They're gonna pick at you in front of people or whatever the case is. This was perfect for them, because you're putting them in their fucking place while at the same time looking at them like you know you're full of shit, but you're not lying, and you're sexualizing and desexualizing them. That's why it's so fucking perfect. By basically going like, oh man, you're so cool, like seriously, if I wasn't gay, you'd so be mine. Now, if you're coming across dominant and sexual and confident, she's gonna know you're full of shit, or she's gonna know you're basically fucking with her. She's gonna look at you and be like, she might play along, because a lot of times those chicks, they'll keep playing along, but really inside, she's getting fucking attracted to you, because what you're really doing, it's not about the literal words of I'm this or I'm that. Basically, each of these steps is a way of bumping a chick up, then taking her back a bit, or taking her back a bit and then bumping her up. Doing either or. You're always push-pulling. But by checking a chick this way is perfect, because you're desexualizing her. You're basically saying, oh my God, you're so hot. We'd have super hot makeup sex, and you're putting these images in her head, and then at the last second you're going, oh, but I'm gay, so yep, too bad. Look, if you're super stiff, logical, I'm not gonna fucking disrespect. Okay, you don't have to go this far. You don't have to say, you don't have to joke to this fucking degree. But this is just showing you how far that you can take it. You can take it to the point where you're literally saying, I do not like bitches, and that makes bitches like you. That's how crazy these bitches are. I'm telling you, this just alone tells you how crazy bitches are. Number 5, the friend zone. If you just tell a girl, yo, you're so cool, you keep gassing her head up, you have a really cool energy, In fact, I think we'd totally be cool friends. Like you can help me meet hot chicks at the mall. You can tell me which one is hot, which one I should go for. Like, because if we're gonna be friends, we gotta make sure that, you know, no crazy bitches come around you and come around us, you know, our friend bubble. This is me clowning it up, but this is just to show you to the degree in which you can take this shit by basically, again, disqualifying her, letting her know that, oh, you're so cool as a friend. And then taking it to the next step where you're talking about meeting girls and finding sexy chicks for you and whatnot. That's also great. I always like adding that little extra touch of sexuality, because a lot of times if you just say shit, if you're just like, oh yeah, I'm gay, whatever, we can't, but you don't ever take it to that sexual point. But if you don't unconsciously put that idea of romance, or oh yeah, we're totally gonna get married, or we're totally gonna have hot, sweaty makeup sex, if you don't put that image, it could kind of just end up being a goofy joke, which is not what I want to do. I'm not just here to be a goofy joking motherfucker. I'm here to goofy and joke and play, but I'm looking at you like you already know what it is. I want that vagina. I came for the pussy. So sometimes I'll joke. Sometimes I'll even take it even further and say like, oh, she's gonna be like my cool bi friend. She's gonna help me find chicks, but she has to promise not to ever make a move on me. It's gonna ruin our friendship and everything we built together if you make a move on me. I don't care if it's one random drunk night and you looking at me some kind of way. Don't do it, okay? All right, you pinky promise? Think of all of the things I've said in this video so far. Think about the image of what kind of dude you see saying these things. It's a dude that's unneedy, clearly doesn't give a fuck about the outcome of the situation, is playful, is sexual, is flirty, but at the same time is unaffected. When you imagine all of, even if some of it's a little bit goofy, if you imagine all of it and who would be saying that type of shit, you imagine someone who clearly does not give a fuck. So you imagine some girl laughing and him just kind of laughing it off and just playing that dominant role. That's ultimately what I see in my mind, at least when I fucking imagine all these things, because I mean, that's because I envision my fucking self doing this shit. When you envision yourself doing it, you should not imagine things going horrible, because that's another thing. A lot of dudes, we hear shit and immediately if it doesn't resonate with us or where we came from or the accent or the messenger who's giving it, now we don't want to listen. Now we're just like, oh, that's corny. I remember back in the day, I used to tell dudes back on the block, back in the hood about, you know, getting good with women, and they would say shit like, oh yeah, that only works on those white chicks cause they're nice. And then you go to other dudes in the good neighborhoods and they'll be saying shit like, oh yeah, that only works on those hood chicks cause they hood and shit, or they fucking ratchet or whatever. And it just drives you fucking crazy. Take the underlying fundamental of what's going on, the communication, the whole push-pull, the disqualification, the taking it easy, the sexualizing, but at the same time kind of desexualizing, that yin and yang constantly. Take those underlying concepts and just turn this shit into your own. Don't sit there and just brush it off because you don't like how it sounds or you can't imagine it coming out your mouth, or just take the things that you can't resonate with, turn it into your own, and those will be your bread and butter lines. So you won't feel like some cheesy machine copying or pasting shit or none of that shit. It's all going to be relative and related to you, and ultimately that will leave you looking in the mirror feeling like, oh, I did this shit. I did this shit. This is all me, baby. So if you enjoyed that kick-ass, dope, incredibly motivational and inspiring video on how to bag bitches, hit that subscribe and bell notification button right there so you can join that Unleash notification game, bro, so you don't miss anything. So with that being said, gentlemen, unleash your best, and remember, till next time, confidence is bred by competence. Peace.